Hello, everybody. Greetings to the Urban Land Justice Gathering and to the People's Land Map. I'm Severin. I'm from Colectivo Rango Tango. I'm talking to you from southern Chile, and it's a great pleasure to be part of this gathering. I was invited to do a short introduction into countercartographies, so will I do. A brief introduction into this colorful world of different views on countercartography. So I will present a little bit of our approach, our idea of countercartographies, and some trying to do some general view on countercartographies as well. So here we are. And when we talk about countercartographies, for us as critical geographers, activists, popular educators, and artists, as we are in Colectivo Rango Tango, it's important to mention also that it's a part of critique in there, of criticizing the dominant maps. Why should we criticize dominant maps? And there are different reasons. I will just point out one, and this is the cartographical silence. There are others like colors, projectations, orientation, but let's focus on the cartographical silence. That's a reason why we should deconstruct maps or read them critically. And this is a map, random tourist map of Dhaka, the capital of Bangladesh. And there, when you go on this map, you will find part of the city called Karai. On the map, it seems to be pretty empty. In real life, looks pretty crowded. This is a good reason why we shouldn't trust maps. We should understand that you can lie with maps, and we should think critically about the power of maps. This is the first important step when we talk about countercartographies. So we on our own decided that we shouldn't trust any map that we didn't or fake by ourselves. So this is a lot of people do. Happily the People's Land Map also decided to do their own maps, and that's really good. We try to empower people to do their own maps by publishing counter mapping materials, tutorials, icons, manuals. You find them all on our web pages online. You can find, for example, 2 videos that might be interesting for you. There's a documentary on countercartographies based on this. This is an Atlas publication, and also a whiteboard tutorial on collective mapping. And when we talk about maps, about our approach into the world of countercartographies, it's important to mention that we do mostly collective mapping, and this is inspired by social movements, artists, and geographers from Latin America, as the Iconoclastistas from Argentina, and the Nova Cartografia Social da Amazônia from Brazil. So we do collective mapping. This is our idea, our approach, how we go with countercartographies is to bring together people and to have a non-verbal, creative exchange of different kind of people, bring them together as an internal group building process, as a network activity, as people share their views, their experience on a common topic in a shared space. We did this with different groups, social movements, for example, with the UNAC, the Via Campesina farmers movement from Mozambique. We did this together with activists, anti-gold mining activists in Romania, and a lot also within the urban context or within public spaces. So as part of a Reclaim Your City movement around access to public space and around the Right to the City movement. Also street art collectives and others, comrades and friends that we made on our way through the world of countercartographies. The outcome of our maps, of our mappings, are different kind of maps, a different kind of process of results. It could be a group building process, could be a bike tour, could be a map, could be a mural, could be icons, could be an artwork, could be a publication. And one result as well as of our process through the world of countercartographies is this publication called This Is Not an Atlas. That's the reason why we were invited to have this small introduction here. We published this book as we met a lot of different approaches on countercartographies, a lot of different very interesting counter mapping collectives. We decided that we want to give some kind of platform, to give some kind of bring them together and to inspire other people to do maps as well. Very important for us when we talk about counter cartographies is to mention that within the introduction of the book, for example, that we should not take for granted, we shouldn't be too fixed on our on the dominant version and dominant idea of what is a counter map, what is a map. And to also recognize the indigenous, the non-Western, the ancient forms of mapping, of maps. There are all different kind of maps that humans have made around the world for the last thousands of years. So yeah, it's very interesting to catch up with song lines, with knitted maps, with all different kind of maps to get an understanding what's possible as well beyond the traditional maps that we have in our mind. Within the book, this non-atlas, you will find different reasons, the reasons why people are doing, why they are doing counter maps. What is like the aim? Why should you make a counter map? What can you reach by doing a counter map? And these are the different chapters: cartographies as tool for action, political pressure, tie networks, education, create visibility, self-reflection, and also critique. It's one different chapter. I will show you some few examples to get an idea what is possible with counter maps. So if you use counter cartographies as a tool for action, you, for example, can go to the homepage of the Anti-Eviction Mapping Project. It's based in San Francisco, but already has different others movements inspired in other parts of the world and the US, and they do a lot of wonderful work around maps, around online data, but also community artwork maps, also about oral history, theater pieces, and all different kind of stuff. Bring this together, public inventions to help the anti-eviction movement and the tenants movement and all the people interested in affordable housing. Another reason why you could do a counter map could be that you want to tie networks. There's this nice example from the Iconoclastistas from Argentina. It shows a map of the world showing the strengths of the farmers movement, which are mostly women, and this map is pretty useful if you're part of the Via Campesina movement, of the farmers movement in some place in the world, for example, where there aren't that many other farmer movements. And so you shouldn't, if you have this map in your office, you don't feel that lonesome anymore. So it's a powerful tool to create another image, another idea, a collective identity based on this map and this vision of the world, in the hands of powerful farmers. You could also use counter cartography to build political pressure. There's this wonderful example from New York, Brooklyn. It's called 596 Acres. It shows the amount of vacant public land within Brooklyn, New York. And and gives you also on the hand all different kind of tools, advocacy work, manuals and stuff, how you could transform this public land into an community garden, into a social center, or other projects that you have in mind, and how you want to use this public land for something and also serve the community. Counter cartographies can create visibility. You remember the example from the beginning about Dakar and this tourist map, which seems to be empty in the middle, but in real life it seems like this. And there is the map that people did for self-organization within this township. They made this map to organize themselves, to organize their life, to organize cultural work, to organize sanitation, to organize infrastructure. So it's a good example to show how bottom-up mapping can function, and how people use maps to organize themselves and to create visibility, to put themselves on the map when they're sometimes left out. You can also use counter cartography to show spatial subjectivity. There is a map, for example, of this homeless people in Newcastle that show their view of the city. Okay, this was a fast run through the world of this is not an atlas of our publication. You will find all of these maps online, so please check it out. What is important for us to mention on this day today here at the People's Land Justice Gathering, that we really like to see this dotted atlas and all this as a kind of continuous process of dialogue, of exchange. So we try to participate in different kind of meetings. There are self-organized events. People do Not an Atlas events without our presence and everything. As it is a Creative Commons publication, we are really happy to know that a few months ago there was launched a French version without our major participation done by other people. And so we see also this gathering today, the Urban Land Justice Gathering, as part of this wonderful process of dialogue, of counter-cartographers, of social movements, and so on. So thanks to the People's Land Map to invite us. I want to give you these hints. If you don't know them, please check it out. The People's Atlas of Detroit, the mentioned 506 acres homepage, and the Anti-Eviction Mapping Project, which launched this wonderful Counterpoints Atlas. So I'm already over time, so I'll make it really short. Please keep on criticizing maps. Keep in mind the mapping process and not only the map. See the mapping process as a departure point, a point of analysis to do something else, to involve this map into some kind of larger movement, and to be aware that the map is not a transformation, but it can lead to spaces of imagination and transformation. So I want to congratulate the People's Land Map. With the This is Not an Atlas project, we wanted to give space to counter-hegemonic worldviews, and at the same time we hope to support practices of resistance and inspire readers to pick up these tools and practices. So thanks to you guys from the People's Map that you followed this way, our invitation, that makes us really, really happy and really, really proud. We always think it's the best when a good mapping process comes together with a nice critical map. And it seems that the People's Map combines the best of both worlds: a 5-year manual collective mapping process embedded into the work of activist organization as part of a social movement, as far as I can understand it from far away. But the online map makes something invisible visible. It's a tool for action. It builds up political pressure. This is counter mapping as its best. Congratulations. Hope to stay in touch with you. Have a nice meeting. And I hope, you will check our homepages, check the stuff, share it with others. And please send us more maps and stuff that you're doing. We're really interested in. Okay. That's from my part. Have a nice gathering. It's a pleasure to be part of this, and bye-bye.